Hey, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Talks with Toya. And I'm so glad you guys stopped by to hang out with me today. Listen, I know we were actually a few minutes late today. A lot going on here. So thank you for your prayers and your support. Just keep a sister in prayer, and I will do the same. What they say, pray for me as I pray for you. Is that what the saints used to say? So we definitely want to do that. Listen, it has been a week. We are celebrating Independence Day for our nation this Sunday, actually. It's on Sunday. Observance would be Monday. So for all of you folks that work in government, enjoy your Monday off. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy yourself. And hopefully you remember those that have lost their lives sacrificing for this country and doing so. So just keep that in mind as you celebrate and do your barbecue. There were some folks, they said some gave some gave all. And we do have some folks, even in your family, that may have given all. And not just the one fight for the country, but also for equality here in our nation at a time where they may have served and may have not even been considered a real person, or still had to sit at the go in the back door or drink from the black fountain. We still had a lot of those individuals. I know my grandfather served during a time like that. And so when we would talk about Independence Day, it had a different meaning for my family, and being a service member, it did as well for me. So, listen, I am not going to, I have a guest today. I believe Mr. Jor'dan Armstrong. And if you have not checked out his single, you need to do so. My God, it is the bomb. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's the bomb. So if you're looking for something to listen to that's good and trendy, and definitely talking about the things that God does for you, you definitely want to hit him up. I think he's from the Louisiana area. Great music. I enjoyed it. I actually listened to his other song, Miracle. I said, okay, I see how you roll. So make sure you guys check that out if you have not done so. And I know we've had Nakia Marie and Marcus Jordan last week. And if you have not picked up their music, you definitely want to do the same as well. Great things. There's some great events. We are doing some giveaways. It will be next week. We're doing a giveaway. So if you're watching now, or you plan on watching later, you're going to want to be on here. If you're in the Central Ohio area or want to come this area, we are giving away 2 tickets to What the Funny, and this is the Laugh and Lounge Showcase. And when I say these guys are funny but clean comedy, good clean comedy, you're definitely going to enjoy yourself and laugh your face off. And then my sis, Miss Christina Miles, will be doing her good singing. Okay, so make sure that you all check that out as well. It's going to be a great time. So make sure if you're interested I don't think there's a virtual option. So if there isn't, there isn't a virtual option and you're in the Central Ohio area, tune in next week. We may get some tickets, or the week after, or we may just run the contest online. We haven't really decided here at Talks with Toya and Gospel Central how we're going to run the contest. Last time we did it, and I think we just had a couple folks jump in the chat and share. So, yes, make sure that you're on, because I definitely want to share that. And all those gentlemen are hilarious. When I tell you, you are going to laugh till your belly hurts. And you can definitely check out What the Funny on social media as well. I believe Facebook, you can see some of their stuff. So, so that'll be there. I see a note in the chat. That's perfect. No problem. I don't know if Terrell Focus Johnson. Hi, how are you, sir? Awesome. So my guest is here, Mr. Jor'dan Armstrong. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. And I need him to know, like, I'm a number one fan now, like, just because, and I low-key stalked his Instagram page last couple of days. So let me bring Mr. Jordan in. Hi, Mr. Jordan.
Hey, y'all. Hey. What's going on?
What's going on? Listen, love my God, by the way.
Thank you so much.
And my boys do too. And
thank you, boys.
I think have them do a dance or something and send it to you, because they can dance their butts off.
Oh, no. I would love to see that. That'll be
listen. That's all I said. Oh, this is what we're doing. Okay.
This how we coming this time. Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, and then I went, and then I heard Miracle too. By the way,
Oh, thank you,
I
thank you.
said, "Oh,
Yeah,
you grown gospel."
yeah. I didn't grow. I look, your boy done grown up, man. I'm super excited. This last year was crazy for a lot of people.
Yeah,
I learned a lot last year, and I think that this year I was just so motivated and so pushed to create some new music. And I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to do it. And I'm excited for the response. Everybody loves the record, so I'm excited.
listen, it was
Thank
hot.
you.
And when I saw the album cover, I said, "Oh, he didn't come to play." Saints, be
Hey,
prepared.
hey, come
If you
on.
didn't know, get your if you old school, go ahead and clutch your pearls now. Get your cloth, whatever you got to do. But this is a banger, friends.
Thank you so much. Nah, that means a lot. That means a lot.
No, it was dope. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be work mute. We gonna just let this
Yeah.
be on repeat. Let me help out with them streams, amen."
Come on, come on. Amen. Glory, glory.
And listen, we don't steal music over here. I was
That's
sharing
right.
with them the album cover so they know which one to get. I'll put it
Yes,
back
ma'am.
up here so they know. So this is the what it looks like when you look up Mr. Jordan. My God, make sure you grab that. It was amazing. And while you're at it, go pick up the other music. I always believe in not just the current single, but I always go back if I first meet an artist and support some of the other efforts as well. So
I
that
appreciate
I mean, your music is great, and I love your flair, and I loved your one thing you had on Instagram today. I saw, and I want to talk about some of
it.
your
Okay.
other things with but you said unsigned but still major. Man, that hit me hard. You see, I went all the way back. I said, okay,
Thank you.
Jordan, I
No,
can rock
you
with
know,
you.
hey, look, sometimes, we people think that because they don't have a certain title attached to them that, they're unworthy or they're not worth it. And I just want people to know that, even without a major situation, God is still making moves through my ministry. God is
Yes,
still making moves with me and using me to influence others and inspire other people. So I want people to know you don't have to have a record deal to minister. And so I hopefully everybody understood what I meant when I said that.
I did. I
All
did.
right.
I was like,
Come on.
facts.
Come on. That's
And
what it is.
that speaks as people do need to be reminded that um you don't have to have a title. And honestly, you just spoke
Yeah.
to me on a whole nother level. Like
Yeah.
you, if you knew, like I'm currently running for office for something here where I live, and I question a couple things.
Yeah.
So for you to say that, it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
confirmation, just
That's
even in the interview.
right.
So
Yeah.
let the
God,
Lord use you, sir.
that's right. And look, God can still use you if without the doctor or without any of those titles, you're
Hmm.
still able to be used. So yeah.
Mm. So, what made you get into music? And then I know you had your where I got your press release about
Yeah.
the your tips on maintaining celibacy, which I think is
Yeah.
huge. That's not
Yeah.
talked about. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what made me start really get into music was my mother. She is. I kept in interviews. I've been saying she was, but my mom is still alive. My mom
okay,
said, my mama told. She said, "You act like you told the people like I was dead." I said, "Mama, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mama." But no, but yeah. So I grew up watching my mom sing, and I'm an only child. My mom was a single mother.
oh,
So I'm an only child, so my mom had me at all of those late night rehearsals. Back in the day, rehearsals would start at 11 and 10 p.m. at night, and she sung for different groups, and she sung background for you name it, in the gospel industry. And so I was in a lot of late studio sessions as a kid, and I think
mm,
that's kind of where it was birthed for me. I always knew I wanted to do music at that time, and honestly, I always knew I wanted to do Christian music. I always did. Even though I had a flair of R&B and hip hop,
yeah,
I always knew I wanted to do it for God. So yeah.
that's dope. So what was your favorite studio session as a kid? You said she sang for a lot of
Oh
people.
yeah.
What was your favorite one that sticks out?
My mom was in a studio session, and I realized I always knew I wanted to sing. My
Okay.
mom's a singer, so I knew I wanted to sing. But I think when I got introduced to the studio, it really opened up this new world because I actually had a front row seat on how to create music. Like I knew you can sing, anybody could sing. I had friends that could sing, and my mom could sing, family members that would sing. But just watching the process of someone starting something on a piano, and then it just grows and grows into a full song, and then you write words to it, and then now it becomes a record. I saw that process at the age of, I would say, maybe 7, 8 years old. And from then on, I was like, I want to be in a studio. Like I was like,
So you play?
I'm actually, my first instrument is percussion, is drums, and then I moved on to bass, and I'm a little bit okay on keys. I don't know if I can hold a service, but
You can.
I'm good. Look, I'm good enough for the studio. That's that's
Nah, watch. When I tell
you
you,
know.
if you play those two, you're easy. You just need to just sit down a little longer. You be all right. You can hold a
Yeah,
service.
yeah. Well, look. You're making me feel good, but no, I have so many other guys that are so good at those things. I kind of let them do their thing, but I'm good enough to definitely lay an idea, and so.
Hmm.
But that's what was birthed for me. Yeah, those late night studio sessions as a kid, I knew I wanted to do this.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's stuff that you got exposed so early. So do you have your own recording studio now or?
I do. I have. Now the game has changed. Now you don't need a huge studio anymore. You can just get a laptop. Get some of the best laptops and a microphone and an interface and a program, and now you have a studio. So the game is different now. You don't need a $1 million place to record at, and I think now with my little setup, I think I've worked with it for so long that now I know what I'm doing. It's so easy. It just flows. So my little setup I got an extra room at my house, and I record and do everything in there from production to vocal recording right there in that room.
That's good. I
Yeah.
bet you it makes it full circle for you. Like
Oh,
when
it's
you're
definitely full circle. It takes me back to when I first started producing tracks and
mm,
when I was younger, and my mom bought a computer. She didn't even buy it for me. She bought it. This is when Dells were really big. Everybody had to get a Dell computer. And so I tore her Dell computer up I ruined all of the space on it because I was downloading music programs to make music on. And it kind of comes full circle because that's where I actually learned how to produce. And now now my mom was yelling at me saying, come eat dinner and get off the computer to at least take a minute to eat. And it's crazy because now my wife does the same thing. So it's the same. It's like now I'm an adult man doing it, and my wife is telling me get off the computer just for 5 minutes to eat.
but
So
when it's in you, you just
yeah,
gotta when it's
yeah,
you're creative, you just have to let it out when it comes. Like can't
absolutely,
hold it. And
absolutely,
people have to kind of remember, and not that they probably understand,
yeah,
but you will work yourself to where you're like about to pass out almost
yes,
because
yes. It's been days. It's been a whole day, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't eat at all today. It's midnight. I've been in front of the computer all day long. And I do thank God for her because she actually understands the production and she knows the music world for me. And so it was really great that I got somebody that understood that world. So she doesn't bother me, but she knows I need to eat. And, she will say, it's 5 o'clock, baby. You ain't ate all day. Come on, get some food. And she's right.
yes,
Before I pass out at
that's
the
what I'm saying. You gonna pass out the computer
computer.
because you ain't drank, you ain't ate, because time just
Exactly.
goes.
Exactly. So
It
yeah,
just goes. You
yeah.
got a comment that someone said, "Dope track."
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Steve Stalker. Thank you, man. Steven
Yeah,
Stalker. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah. So dope track. So you've got that going on. You're definitely hitting the generation, the younger generation, which I think is dope. So that's why I let my boys hear. My oldest son is 18,
Oh
and
yeah.
my baby boy is 11,
Oh,
and they were like, "Yeah." So
perfect age. Perfect age. Yeah, I love to hear that because honestly, I make the music for them. I also make the music for my grandmother. I want music that my grandmother would want to hear as well. I want
okay,
music that young people would want to hear as well. I think that's one of the reasons why too. I never even went over to R&B and hip hop. Everybody asks me all the time, like, "Why don't you do R&B? Did you ever want to, or any of those things?" And of course, those in the beginning, those desires were there because I think my mind was in a different space, and I was always like, man, the gospel, the Christian folk ain't making no money. That's what I used to think. I used to say they ain't making no money. I see what you call it, a blah 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 is out here balling out of control with their gift. And so, if anything, that is what made me think of that as a young teenager when I was in music. And of course, I was looking for the lights and the glam and the shine at that time.
hmm
My relationship with God wasn't as strong as it is now. And I think once I developed a relationship with God, all of my priorities started to change. My mindset changed. My focus and my goals changed. And so it's like it's so crazy because God simply reminds me all the time, of the fact that I literally live off of the gift God has given me. I do
Yeah,
music full time. Me and my wife, we live off of what God has given me, and I'm so grateful. And
that's
God
dope.
makes me eat those words all the time. Remember, you said you couldn't even live working for me, and look at it now. So
Ooh,
I'm
that's deep.
so yeah, I'm so grateful to God that I'm able to work for Him for a living, also, and it's one of the best jobs I would ever have. So I'm grateful.
Hmm. Wow. So then
Yeah,
you got, when I hear you talk though, and I listen to your music, I know your influences. You listed Mary Mary,
yeah,
Warren Campbell,
yeah,
listen to Derry Kill for Heaven, but you
yeah.
remind me of Dietrich Hatton.
Okay, yeah, Dietrich. That
You were
is
his
look. That
swag, like his whole, just your delivery, like you're
yeah,
unapologetically you. You could
yeah,
care less what anyone thinks.
yeah. Look, you
It's
caught me.
just
You caught me on a Dietrich hair day too. This is. I feel like and then it's crazy because I'm at Dietrich's brother's house right now. I'm at Gerald's house
well,
during this interview, and then you say that. But yeah, Dietrich is definitely an influence, for sure. I love what he brought to the genre. I love,
yes,
like you said, he was unapologetic, and sometimes you need that, especially when you're an artist like myself who's doing something so different. It's so easy sometimes to feel like that being different is wrong.
yeah.
So in our genre is also a traditional sound. So,
Mhm.
when somebody like me comes along and I'm singing it different and I'm putting a twist to it, you're gonna get some ugly faces. You're gonna
That's
get
why I
some
say get your sheet, cut your
yeah,
pearls now for your season's
that's
sake. That's okay,
that's
but
right,
it's
but
for you too.
that's right. But that happens when you're doing something new. A lot of times people don't understand. And sometimes when people giving you a look, it doesn't mean they don't like it. It just could mean that they never even heard or seen anything like that before. So
Yeah.
it's just having faith in what God told you to do, and really just really sticking to your guns, man. And I think that I'm so grateful throughout from 2008 till now that I kept it going, because now the type of music I make is cool. Now it's everybody has to, even if you do a live album, a person like my boy Kilante has to have a song that sounds a little urban now, or the Marys got to make
It's
sure they put a
required.
urban record on
Mhm.
there. Even my brother William Murphy would do a live worship album, and then the last song is an urban song. So it's really cool now that we can do that, and I think that people are starting to realize that it's necessary to reach the people who actually enjoy that sound, but put the gospel message and the Christian message on it. So that's what I do.
Right, and I love how you rock in your ring. Like you're definitely a great example for young men
Oh,
making sure they have a family. But
thank
no,
you.
listen, because people say they married, but everybody don't rock their ring. And
Look, y'all
so,
better wear that ring. Shoot, look, it ain't. Look, I ain't just married to tell my. I don't wear it for me. I don't just
amen.
wear it for me. I wear it for my wife, and I wear it for everyone else. I want everybody to know, that I have someone and that I'm happy with them. And even I don't know if you're going to ask this, but even
Um,
in choosing someone is so important. I'm
mhm.
so grateful I chose the right person. I'm constantly reminded every week that, man, this is the woman I was supposed to be with, because I had so many other options, and not even to be boastful, but I had a lot of choices, and I'm so glad I chose this woman because she really understands me. She understands my ministry, and sometimes understands it better than me. Sometimes she
Wow.
believes in me more than I believe in myself, and so it's just really good to
That's
have.
hard to find.
It is, because my mom is like that. I'm a mama's boy. My mama loves her baby. So my mom is one of my biggest cheerleaders. But then I met this woman, and now I have two. So I got two cheerleaders who love, like my grandmother say, love your dirty draws.
Listen on your dirty bathwater.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was reading and you were talking about you had some tips on how to maintain celibacy and some of the
Yes.
things you guys did when you're dating. So share a little bit about that and
Whew.
maybe share
Yeah.
some of the younger folks that may catch this or make it
Yeah.
shared. So
Yeah.
it could be a blessing to someone
Yeah,
who's
no, no. I mean, some tips, definitely. I usually give out three tips, but that worked for us. One of them was definitely uh affection. I
mhm,
think that that's one of the top things. If you, and this is crazy because I remember growing up, we talked about shacking up and all of these things. And I used to always say, I never saw that in the Bible. You can't tell me who to live with. And I love my woman. I'm going to be with my woman. If we happen to stay together, we're going to live together. And so, and what's crazy is when we moved in, I really start to understand, even though it wasn't quote unquote in the word or in the Bible, it was, they were really trying to help us, because when you're in love with someone and you live with them, it's so much temptation. They're right there. Like it's no one here but me and you. We're right here. Like something's bound to happen if you really love that person. And so it's really, I think the old folks are just trying to keep us out of harm's way.
Yeah.
Uh, just to be honest. And so I'm so grateful, like I said too, that I did hear that, but I'm also grateful that I went through it,
Yeah.
because I really have a full understanding. And it started to get hot. It was like fire up in there. I'm telling y'all. And so that's why I learned these three things. One was the affection. We toned down a lot of the smooching and all of that. We got to cut that out. It was hard, y'all. I'm telling you, it was hard work. We cut that out. We stopped spooning. Folk like to spoon. Mm-mm. Can't do that spooning. And
Don't
me
do
and
it.
her, y'all know it was really hard for me because we lived in the same house and we slept in the same bed. So this is literally every night putting out fires.
Ooh.
Yes, it was tough.
Bless you,
And so
sir. Bless
look,
you.
all I could hear was my grandmother. I told you about shacking up. I was like, this is what grandma was talking about right here. And so, it was really hard. And I had rough days. She had rough days. It was a few days where I was just upset. It was almost like you were getting off of a something you were addicted to. It was like a
Mhm.
when you can't have it, you just get headaches, you get angry, you're mad at people. You can't. Yeah, that's exactly how it was for me. And so she was going through the same thing. And what's great about it is that we were like-minded. We both knew that we wanted to do it this way. And so on my strong days, I was the strong person. And on my weekdays, she was the strong person. And so that really, really helped us. But it also helped us really get to know one another.
Mhm.
In a lot of my other relationships, I was in the church and I was sexually active with these women that I dated.
Wow.
And yeah, it was really strange because I know that I knew better, but I saw so many other people doing it in the church. I was just like, hey, well, I might as well join the party. And I'm not even that type of guy, but when it came to that, for some reason, I joined the crowd. And so when I got with this woman, with my wife, things were different. And so my body was going through things, my mental brain was going through things. I'm like, well, who is she? I could find somebody that will. I have those moments. And it's just it's really crazy because it really, like I said, it brought us closer together. We started to get to know each other. We got a lot of kinks out of our relationship before we
Mhm.
moved in. When we got married, now when we got married, I knew what she didn't like. She doesn't like socks over there. She knows I don't like this over there. It's almost like we already knew everything. We so it
Wow.
was, yeah, so it actually worked in our favor. Like I said, it made us stronger. When sex was removed out of our relationship, we really got to the core of knowing one another. I think a lot of times too, sex can cloud
Mhm.
things. Sometimes you can have an issue and then folk will just go have sex and then they just don't talk about it no more and it's
Yep.
gone. They think it's
That's it.
gone, but then it'll show his ugly face next week or
Again.
year.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so, and we both moved to Atlanta. Our families were in Louisiana. And it was when it was a rough day for us, we were arguing. It was no one to run to. We were in a small one bedroom apartment. Either you sit on that end of the couch, I'm gonna sit on that end of the couch, or we gonna talk about this.
That's
So
good.
it helped with communication too. So it really did work out for us. I'm so, like I said, I keep saying I'm so grateful that I went through that time because it really helped us to know one another.
That's good. And I hope that when someone else sees this, they can
Yeah,
see that and relate,
yeah,
as younger people
yeah.
being married, it can be done.
It can be. It
And
can
you are an
be hard.
example of that.
It's
It can
hard.
be done.
It can be done, and that's my story. I'm not here to tell anyone to go and move with anyone or any of those things.
Yeah.
Just kind of follow your heart, follow your, follow whatever you follow. But I think that that really helped us, man, and I'm grateful.
Well, I would just say, as a mother of boys and girls, I have two boys,
Okay.
two girls. Thank
Okay.
you for being that example,
Yeah.
because
No.
you're somebody that they can relate to. So I think that's great that you're
Yeah,
that
I
example.
want
And
I want people to know because I didn't get to hear that. I didn't get to hear these type of conversations, and some of these conversations are still today forbidden, in our genre or in the church or in conversations. And it's
they
just
wonder why the deacons and folks is unhappy. It's like,
exactly
have the conversation,
exactly talk about it. I
because
think
they doing it behind closed doors anyway.
I
Sometimes,
think we
like,
should have seminars on this. I think we should have all of those things at the church because that's where we're really dealing with it the most. We see folk all the time, musicians sleeping with the choir members, or the young girl here got pregnant by somebody at the church, or all of these different things. And I think that, if we talk about it more, if we give folks different strategies to
mhm,
navigate through these type of situations,
mhm.
things will get better. And so it's just showing transparency. I think I want to be a part of that. So I'm gonna be as transparent as I can.
Juan Bates says Jordan, one of the dopest vibes.
Hey, thank you, Juan. Hey,
I have to agree. So I know. So what's next for you? So you're married. We got the marriage. You got your new
yeah,
single out. I think I know. I know it has to be doing well because
yeah,
I.
thank you. Yeah,
It's
it's doing really well. I'm excited. We're doing really well on Billboard, which is exciting for me because I produce for a lot of different other people and they climb, and I'm excited for it because I had a part in it or produced it or whatever. But I think this is the first time it's something for me, like my own song.
well.
My
Congratulations.
Yeah, and so thank you. So I'm really excited about the way that it's moving. I'm excited about the response from the responses that people are giving us for on it on the record, and it's moving up. I mean, it's crazy because one week when we started out the first week we were at like 138 on Billboard, and then like 2 weeks later we're up at 40, and then we're up at 30, and so we're just really climbing. I'm just so grateful that people love the record, and I didn't have to beg anybody to play it. People just like the song,
That's good. That's
So
good.
yeah, I'm excited.
So y'all heard that. If you have not gotten it, you want to make sure you get My God. Call your local radio station. Ask
Yeah,
them to add it. If you liking it, make sure everybody else can like it too. So
absolutely.
reach out to your local radio DJ and get it, and make sure you stream it. Don't be buying it and then passing it around to people. Don't do that. I can't, I always, this is my disclaimer for every artist that's on here. Listen, y'all, don't do that to the Saints. Just let's
Come on,
support for real, for real. Buy
come
the record,
on.
stream the record, whatever you got to do. Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, YouTube
That's
Music,
right.
whatever your choice is. But let's make sure we genuinely support. Like and follow. I know he's on Instagram with Where is Jordan, Jordan Armstrong. And it's funny, my son's name is Jaydan. But it's
What?
Jaden. Yeah, because his dad's name is Dan. So his name is Jaydan. Yeah.
So that's really cool because my name is actually Jordan, but I think people sometimes don't know how to pronounce it. But it's actually Jordan, and my mom actually took my both of my grandfather's names. So it's my dad's father and my mom's father's names together and made Jordan.
I love it.
It's the same kind
When
of
I
thing.
saw it, I said,
Yeah,
there's a story. I knew there was a
yeah,
story behind the name.
yeah, mama. And folk ask me all the time, is that your real name? Is that a stage name? I'm like, no, it's on the birth certificate. Shout
He's
out to
pronounced
mom.
Jaden, but it's spelled Jaydan.
Oh, okay, Jaden.
Because
Oh
his
yeah,
dad
that's
didn't want a junior. So
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, well,
yeah.
we sliding this in here, friend.
Look, I'm cutting the junior out too when we have one. So I'm gonna
Well,
let him be his own man.
that's exactly what his dad said. I want him to be his own man. But I'm big
Yeah.
on the family name. So I love how your mom did that, because I did the
Oh
same
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Dad's name is a part of there. Then they have a family name and a biblical name. So they have two middle names.
Oh,
I'm real.
that's fire.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. I had
Yeah.
the biblical name thing. I have no idea where that came from,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I
And
had to.
my first name is Joseph. So it's Joseph Jordan Armstrong. So yeah, my mom really sat down and thought about everything. She did tell me that she was thinking of naming me Philip, and I said I don't have a problem with Philip, but I don't know how far I would have gotten being Philip. I'd be a different guy if I was Phil. I was, I'm glad she made a change. She said she made a last minute change and came up with Jordan. I said, well, thank you, mama.
I love it. I love it. And congratulations to you on your single.
Thank you
Thanks for
so much.
stopping by with Talks with Toya. Whenever you have
Yes,
something else, make
Toya.
sure you stop back by. It's been a pleasure to meet you. I
This
can't
was
wait to
awesome.
tell my
It's
sons, like, I got to talk to
Yeah.
my
Look, I
son.
gotta make sure I follow and support you. I love
Thank you.
I love what you're doing here, and I'm gonna tell some folk about what you got going on. But thanks for having me, and thanks for
Please
sharing
do.
your
I'm
platform with
almost at a year now. I started in the
what?
middle of a pandemic. I think I'm
Girl,
almost at a year. I don't even remember when I actually
girl, this
started.
this this look like 10 years in the game here. You
Really?
got going. This is like the setup.
God
Every
bless you.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
nice.
I have my own recording studio, so I'm actually sitting in my own
Yeah,
recording.
I saw that. I see that.
The
Yeah, that's
glasses
why I'm
are.
like, yeah, this ain't new to you. It don't look like it. If it is, you're doing a great
This
job.
part is somewhat, but I'm
Yeah,
like you. I do a lot of things for everyone else. For me to hear
yeah,
you say that, that's why I applauded you, because I know when you do everything for everybody else and you don't take the time for yourself. So when you
that's right.
finally see your little piece, you're like,
Absolutely.
okay,
Right.
okay.
Right. This is
So
mine.
that's why I'm like, kudos, because I'm the
Yes.
behind the scenes person too. So
Yeah, I feel
I
that.
get it. I get it. Well, you have a great night. Y'all make sure y'all support Mr. Jordan Armstrong. Get My
Yeah.
God, all on social media, not on social
Yep.
media, but all where all music is
Streaming
played.
site everywhere. Yep. Everywhere.
Anything you want to leave the people as we're not necessarily out of the pandemic, but
Yeah.
anything you want to leave the people?
No, just stay safe and trust God. I think
Amen.
that during this time, it had a lot of us, our faith was shaken. Some folk were actually losing family members and losing people that they care about. And, that can shake your faith. But, just still know that God is on the throne and, walk in faith, walk in victory, and, walk fearless. This also can be a scary time for people. People are afraid of everything. They don't want to touch anything. They won't want to breathe in anything. And so just walk in faith, and I think you will be just fine. So I've been doing that, and I've been kicking. I've been just fine. I've stayed COVID free the whole entire time, and
Amen.
I believe that I'm gonna continue to do that. So just walk in victory.
Well, thank you again. You have a great night.
All right, thank y'all.
All right. Peace out. All
All right.
right. Bye. All right, well, that was Mr. Jordan Armstrong. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on Talks with Toya today. Again, make sure you get My God if you have not done so. Um, Definitely a great record. The next song, I actually listened to Miracle as well. Different. So if you've got teenagers, folks that are a little bit younger, or if you just like the urban gospel, I love urban gospel. Believe it or not, my former day, I thought I was going to be a rapper anyway. Little did you know fact for Toya. But yes, I love urban gospel. I love rap. I love our gospel rap artist as well. So just kudos to him and what he's doing and the example he is living. So let's make sure we get out and support him on social media, support this record. Spotify, YouTube Music, those things. You want to make sure you do that. Also, one more thing, if as my other announcement for tonight, if you didn't know, we're a couple weeks away, 16 days exactly as of today, that the Columbus Gospel Fest here in Central Ohio, if you will be virtual. So even though if you don't live in Columbus or Ohio, make sure you still tune in at 3 p.m. We'll be streaming live on our Facebook and YouTube page. You definitely do not want to miss it. We had a great lineup last time, and with the Columbus Gospel Fest, we definitely partner with our health and wellness folks in the community. Our local arts organization actually sit on their board, so I'm an advocate for Columbus Gospel Fest. And if you want to donate, feel free to donate at columbusgospelfest.org. Or if you want to sew into the ministry, you can definitely do that. And we thank them for being a sponsor here on Talks with Toya. So make sure you're here to tune in. You don't want to miss it. Some great independent artists, and like Mr. Jordan said, you don't have to have a title or those things to be what God has called you to be. And he mentioned unsigned but still major, and what he meant by that is he wasn't signed to a record label. He's an independent artist doing those great things, and I love me some independent artists. So make sure you support the Columbus Gospel Fest on July 17th at 3 p.m. And we are closing out. We just closed out Black Music Month last month. So yesterday today was the last day. Hopefully, you guys learned a lot of great things, whether it was on Gospel Central or because of them, we can different other social media outlets. We definitely want to take advantage and get to know our folks. And last but not least, I'm going to plug it again. Don't forget you can listen live on TuneIn Radio. You can download the app and search for Gospel Central or thegospelcentral.com, where you have music resources and connection and support from us. So if you haven't done that, please do so. And if you haven't followed us, make sure you follow Talks with Toya 1 on Facebook and IG, and my home station, Gospel Central, on IG at Gospel Central and on Facebook at Gospel ND Central. More than likely, you're already watching us on Facebook, or more than likely, or YouTube. So if you can head over to IG and make sure you follow us, we'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you have announcements or wish to be a sponsor for one of our shows, please reach out to Gospel Central. If you have any music you would like to submit, you can do so by submitting your music for Toya's Tune Review. You can email gospelindcentral@gmail.com, and we will gladly, gladly, gladly take your submission. Listen, it's been a great night. Keep everybody in prayer. You never know what folks are going through. It's been rough, at least for me this week. I'm just going to be transparent and say that. But as the saints used to say, pray for me as I will do the same for you. This is Toya at Talks with Toya, where we're always working, always serving, and we're always about Him. You all be blessed and have a good night. Bye.